Hello, you're watching VTV News at 6 p.m. This is Michael Liu and here are our headlines. Vietnamese Prime Minister visits Thailand, strengthening friendship between the two nations. Then Korean Vietnamese families reunited, rejoicing in the family spirit. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng left Hanoi for Thailand this morning on Thursday on an official visit at the invitation of his Thai counterpart Prayut Chan-o-cha, who greeted the Vietnamese delegation upon their arrival in Bangkok. Following the welcoming ceremony, the two Prime Ministers co-chaired the third Vietnam-Thailand joint cabinet meeting. This is the highest cooperative mechanism between the two countries. At the meeting, the two state leaders noted the determination of both sides to efficiently carry out the Vietnam-Thailand Action Plan on Trade and Investment Cooperation from 2015 to 2020, bringing two-way trade turnover to $20 billion by 2020. As of June 2015, Thailand was the 10th largest investor of the 101 territories and countries investing into Vietnam, with 392 valid projects and a combined registered investment capital of $6.8 billion. The two sides also agreed to establish a mechanism on defense dialogue as well as a mechanism on high-level security between Vietnam's Ministry of Public Security and the Royal Thai Police. Vietnam and China have agreed to enhance transport connectivity. This is one of the highlights of the recent visit of Chinese Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli to Vietnam. This is expected to create a broader platform for cooperation between the two countries' enterprises.
The Hanoi-Lao Cai highway stretches 265 kilometers and travels through 4 provinces before connecting to China's Kunming-Haikou Expressway. This is part of the Kunming-Hanoi-Haiphong transport corridor, which aims to promote connectivity between Vietnam and China.
To facilitate trade and cooperation between the two nations, we must improve connectivity, especially in the context of deeper global integration. In the past few years, many highways projects have been launched and completed, such as the Hanoi-Lao Cai highway.
Vietnam and China have put into operation many bus lines, 2 international border gates, and 20 routes for goods transportation. These have contributed to boosting two-way trade and tourism between the two countries. But experts say that more needs to be done to facilitate cooperation activities between the two countries.
We need an effective and comprehensive cooperation mechanism between the two governments, not only in transport, but also logistics. For example, it's likely to allow them more scope to extend areas of collaborations. I think China needs to step up dialogues with Vietnam. That will help speed up and improve project quality.
The two countries are also working on improving human resources in the field to enhance the quality of infrastructure construction. Vietnam is a bridge connecting China to the ASEAN market, while China is one of Vietnam's biggest markets. Deeper cooperation in terms of infrastructure connectivity and human resources is expected to extend the scope of bilateral trade between the two nations in the future.
3 kinds of fruit will be removed from a list of 38 Australian fruits that have been suspended from export to Vietnam in the next several days, according to Deputy Head of the Plants Protection Department, Hoàng Trung. Permission for Australian oranges, tangerines and grapes to enter Vietnam is expected to be given on August the 1st. Australia has conducted sufficient technical procedures and its department is finalising the approval. He noted, adding that the production, processing and the preservation of these fruits meet Vietnam's plant quarantine standards. The two sides are completing legal frameworks, especially those regarding import conditions, to enable other products to enter each other's market, Chung said. A conference on natural disaster control in the mountainous regions was conducted today in Sơn La. The conference's major concerns were landslides and flash floods due to torrential rain and steep terrains. However, experts believe that human activities such as construction and production have also affected the natural environment. Since 2000, over 443 people have been found dead or are missing, while 219 have been injured in landslides and flash floods. Statistics have revealed negligence as the main reason behind these incidents. Participants also called for more vigorous public information efforts. The National Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention also asked local authorities to tighten administration and increase prevention measures.
Exotic Vietnam is an intriguing blend of many charms. This land is where all manner of stunning landscapes await like a visual feast, rivaled only by the beauty of its people and their abundantly rich tradition and culture. Here is where you can relive the past in richest color or live it up in the bright lights of the big city. With so much more to offer, Vietnam is simply unforgettable.
Welcome back to VTV News. Now, the Vietnam People's Air Force celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Vietnamese missile troops at the Museum of Air Force and Air Defense yesterday. The event, titled 50 Years of the Vietnamese Flaming Dragons, was attended by witnesses of historic victories in the air such as Sui Hai in 1965 and Dien Bien Phu in the air in 1972. The event celebrated the ingenuity and courage of the missile crews on the nation's journey towards national liberation. This was also a chance for the new generation of missile personnel to be inspired by their predecessors to carry on the new mission of protecting Vietnam's skies and national sovereignty. With the 68th anniversary of the war invalid and Martyrs' Day on July the 27th drawing near, Vietnamese people from all walks of life are visiting cemeteries to pay tribute to martyrs. Many of these people are overseas Vietnamese veterans who returned to be reunited with their comrades and pay tribute to their fallen friends. We'll meet one of those veterans in the following report.
Fighting on the Quang Tri battlefield in 1972, Mai Ngọc Yên, an overseas Vietnamese veteran, still has vivid memories of the war. He was wounded in a fierce bomb raid on Quang Tri and then got carried to his shack by one of his comrades. If it hadn't been for this comrade's help, Ian wouldn't have survived. 40 years have passed, and now Ian has the chance to be reunited with some of his comrades in Quang Tri.
I'm
deeply moved to have a chance to see my comrades again today. I'm forever grateful for what they did for me and for the invaluable memories we shared together during the war.
For these veterans, memories of their fallen comrades are always the most heartbreaking ones.
Our regiment shot down 290 aircrafts during 1971 and 1972, but sadly, 400 of our comrades died during that time. We are here today to pay tribute to them.
A great number of Vietnamese veterans are now living abroad. They have established Vietnam Veterans Associations in different parts of the world, with activities held throughout the year.
Despite the geographical distance, overseas Vietnamese veterans always care for their comrades in Vietnam. Many of them have supported veterans who are in need at home.
Overseas Vietnamese veterans also played an important part in educating younger generations of overseas Vietnamese about their homeland's history and the sacrifice their predecessors made to maintain peace.
An online operation was successfully conducted by local surgeons on the Spratlys on Wednesday. Doctors from the 175th Military Hospital supervised the procedure online. 32-year-old patient Lê Trúc Hà was suffering from appendicitis, so Dr. Thái Ngọc Bình decided to begin the operation at 4 p.m. on Wednesday. Deputy Head of the 175th Military Hospital, Dr. Chen Le-dong, tuned in live to supervise the proceedings. The successful operation lasted an hour, and the patient is now in a stable condition and will remain under observation for the next few days. Vietnamese brides in the Republic of Korea were given a chance to talk with their relatives via a video link this week. This is an annual activity facilitated by the UCC, a trade union organisation in the Republic of Korea. But this year the programme is doing more for these families. We have more in the following report.
For Vietnamese brides in the Republic of Korea, these 30-minute video calls with their families at home can somewhat ease their homesickness. These calls are organized every year by a Korean organization called the UCC for brides who cannot visit their families in Vietnam. Huỳnh Văn Mạnh from Cần Thơ has a daughter who has gotten married to a Korean man. It has been 7 years since he has seen her in person. Today, his family has been invited to visit Hanoi by the UCC. At the same time, at Nội Bài Airport in Hanoi, Mike's daughter and her family have just arrived to prepare for the next day when she will be reunited with her Vietnamese family.
This is my first trip home. I'm very happy. My dad misses his grandchildren a lot. We usually talk on the phone, so we can't see each other. I have been waiting for this reunion.
The meeting took place with mixed emotions of surprise and happiness from all of the family members.
This is such a precious opportunity for us. When I hear my grandchildren calling me grandpa on the phone, I knew I had to actually meet them. I'm very emotional today.
Happy family reunions like this are the motivation for UCC to organize more activities.
In a multicultural family, despite the differences, it's important to build a bond among family members. Our program aims to encourage Vietnamese brides to adapt to life in Korea after they are married and help reunite them with their families back home.
Besides facilitating video calls and family reunions, the UCC also organizes free health checks and cultural exchange activities for multicultural families. As of 2014, around 50,000 Vietnamese women had married Korean men and moved to Korea.
Now, just before we wrap up, let's check out our latest weather forecast. That's it for our news programme. Now, please check out VTV4.vn or youtube.com/VTV4Go. Goodbye for now, and thanks for stopping by.